Hi, I'm Melissa from Northline Express, and are you sick of having to move your firewood more than you have to? I know I was. I'm someone that uses my wood stove in the wintertime as a regular way to heat my home, so I'm moving a lot of firewood no matter what way I look at it. But what was sickening was the fact that I would have to move firewood from my main wood pile to my firewood rack by the door and then again have to move it straight into the house when I needed more. It just seemed like an inefficient method, and plus, using that wheelbarrow, even though it did move lots of firewood, it could be a pain in the butt and it did require both hands. That's when I fell in love with the WoodEze Firewood Cart with extra heavy-duty wheels. Introducing the WoodEze Firewood Cart with heavy-duty wheels into my firewood regimen has been able to allow me to cut my firewood moving in half, save space on my hearth, as well as make firewood moving less of a chore. I used to use a wheelbarrow like many people out there probably do to move firewood around. I would move a wheelbarrow full of wood from my main firewood pile to the log rack I keep by the door to keep firewood handy by the house, but then once it was here, I couldn't really get it up on the porch because there were steps and the wheelbarrow was just wiggly and didn't really want to move with a whole firewood load in it. And then once it was in this rack, I still had to figure out a way to get it into the house, which usually meant loading up arm loads or grabbing something else to bring it in. Either way, it was multiple trips I didn't need to make. Then when I got this cart, what it allows me to do is do two different things. I can use this firewood cart, and actually, to be completely honest with you, what you're seeing here is only a few firewood pieces less than what my wheelbarrow would carry in the first place. So now I use this firewood cart to fill up my firewood rack by the door. And then once I'm here, I leave it full of firewood and I bring it right inside the house. That's how it's been able to help me eliminate some clutter on my hearth. That's because once this firewood's full and I've got my main backup source by the house full, I can fill the cart up and wheel it right inside the house, set it next to my hearth, and use the firewood out of my cart. Yes, I still have to take firewood inside, but I don't have to restack it and move it once it's indoors. I'm also not trying to balance a load of firewood on my arm, getting my clothes all dirty and wiggling around and trying to go up steps with an armload of firewood that I can't see over because I had to make so many trips, I always tried to carry too much. The other nice thing about this firewood cart is that it can use it with one hand. The wheelbarrow is great, as I said, and it did work for a while, but it required both hands, and even with both hands, it did tend to become unsteady if I had any type of obstacle in my way. I was definitely using my arms to keep that thing from tipping over, if I could keep it from tipping over. With the firewood cart, I can easily pull it around, push it around, no matter what way I want to do it one-handed. It's not a chore to use. And the other thing that's really nice about it is these heavy-duty wheels. These heavy-duty wheels are what allow it to come inside and work so easily. Even as you can see, I've got 3 steps up to my door, and they're actually quite big steps, one of which is about a 6 or 7 inch lip up to the first concrete step. And these wheels, just like you do with the dolly, if you back it up, they're big enough and they're sturdy enough that they let it roll right up there and get into the house easily. I also don't see any issue with these wheels as far as marring up my wood floor, my tile, or anything like that. They're great wheels. I love them. And it's also a great way to just set it by my hearth and forget it and be done with it for the night instead of having to go back outside and get one more load of firewood. And as you can see, it does hold a lot of firewood. This is actually about 2 nights worth of firewood for me in northern Michigan if I'm burning on a regular basis. But the rack itself measures 12.5 inches wide and it's 41.5 inches tall at the tippy top of the handle here. This firewood cart with heavy-duty wheels is a great way to, like I said, eliminate clutter on your hearth by having this be your firewood cart and your firewood rack indoors. It's also a great way to move your firewood less than you actually have to do. Either bring it right from your main pile to the house or do like I do and just use it to replenish and bring it back indoors. Once you give the WoodEze Firewood Cart with heavy-duty wheels a try, I guarantee that you're going to be just like me and fall absolutely in love with it. I love products that do more than one thing, especially when it's saving me precious time. This firewood cart is another great product from Northline Express, home of the buy and try satisfaction guarantee. And don't forget, we're also your one-stop shop for all your hearth accessories.